The one spice that you need to be growing right now for extraordinary health. And Big Pharma doesn't want you knowing this. In this video, I'm bringing you along with me on an adventure in planting this easy and simple spice right in my backyard. I'll share with you the health benefits and why this one plant will be one of the best investments in your garden. Let's get into it. Make sure when you're growing this spice that you have good soil with a lot of nutrients in it. Unlike potatoes that thrive in poor soil, this spice needs a lot of nutrients. And I use my own homemade compost and organic fertilizers when I'm mixing my own soil. If you haven't seen my other video where I show you step by step how I make my own soil from scratch, then I'll leave a link for that video above and down in the description box below. Stick around until later because I'll be creating 2 simple drinks that you can make with this spice that'll help take your health results to the next level. And the spice that I'm sharing with you today that we're about to plant is this little cute thing. For those of you who know what this is the one and only turmeric. As you can see, I have a bunch of my turmeric that I harvested from last season that are just waiting to be planted in the soil. I got 2 different varieties here. One is the Hawaiian Olena, they call it turmeric, and the more common orange Indian turmeric that you see in most stores. And you know, so if you're getting turmeric from the stores, just realize that they spray some of the turmerics with a growth inhibitor that you might have to wash off lightly with some soap and water, and I would soak them in filtered water for 24 hours and then plant them, because the growth inhibitor will help to prevent the turmeric from shooting out new stems like that. I got 2 pieces of ginger right here. That is ginger, but today's video is mainly focused on turmeric. And also, if you're getting turmeric from the stores that you want to plant, try not to get too tiny of a piece, right? This will work, but ideally you want something with the more eyes the better, right? So the bigger of a piece you can get with the eyes right there, the nodes, the stronger the turmeric is going to grow. But a piece like this will do well. Let's see it. This is the Hawaiian turmeric. So one of the main reasons why you want to be growing turmeric in your garden, even if you have just a pot or 2 that you're going to pop turmeric in, the health benefits are extremely good for you, such as anti-cancer, lower risk of Alzheimer's. Turmeric helps to prevent plaquing in your blood vessels and even your brain. And one of the most potent and magical ingredients of turmeric is curcumin. If you're getting turmeric from the stores, I would focus more on getting turmeric that is freeze-dried. By getting freeze-dried, you have a higher chance of still having a lot of the actual phytonutrients in the plant to still be alive and somewhat active. Because a lot of the other turmerics that you can buy in stores have been highly processed. So it will kind of defeat the purpose of taking turmeric a lot of the times. So the less it's processed, the better. And freeze-dried will give you your highest success rate as far as having turmeric that is still potent with its effects. And of course, the number 1 way to take turmeric is always fresh. Fresh and organic. Nothing will ever beat that. So focus on fresh first. And if you can't get fresh, then go for freeze-dried. Organic and freeze-dried would be the next best thing. And for those of you who don't know, turmeric is one of the champions at preventing and reducing inflammation within our bodies. Most people are walking around with inflamed bodies, and we don't even realize it a lot of the times because we're eating foods, especially in drinks, that creates inflammation in your body. So ginger and turmeric is one of the best spices, plants that you can be consuming to prevent inflammation. Also, one of the best ways that we can consume turmeric to get the maximum benefits from the curcumin within turmeric is by using black or white pepper when consuming turmeric. So whether you're cooking or making a drink, which I will be making one shortly in this video, so stay tuned for that. I'll show you 2 simple ways on how you can create a simple and delicious turmeric drink and get the maximum benefits by adding black pepper and somewhat of a fat. You want to be adding, I'm going to be adding olive oil. You could use coconut oil, avocado oil, ghee. If that's your thing, you can add ghee or butter. Once we have our pieces of turmeric ready to plant, let's just say if you bought a piece from the store, right? And if you bought a piece this big, I would probably just break it into separate pieces, right? So you can see, this is the mother rhizome right in the middle. It's like the heart. You could break this in half, or you could just break off all the big fingers, like a cluster of fingers, and just plant those, and it'll work. As long as you see this new shoot, right? This is coming out of the mother rhizome right here. But all the eyes will shoot out new growth, right? So anytime you see the eyes starting to push out new growth, then you can plant them. Try not to plant too tiny of a piece, you know, just like one little rhizome. You kind of want them in clusters to get the best results, because the more eyes, the more stems, the more leaves, the more energy it'll have to grow. And then, so for this huge cluster, I'm gonna save, say like this piece right here. It's like it grows like coral sometimes. So I'll save this piece and a few other pieces in here to make our drink in just a bit. So let's see. How does that look? You can take that off even. See that beautiful color? I don't know if you can see that, but it's that gorgeous orange. And it smells so good too. Okay. So I'll start just placing these guys in. I'll take off some pieces so I can have turmeric. That's cool. Can you see that? It's okay if a couple pieces come off. Okay. Like this. This is a good example of a piece you could get from the store and grow right here. This will work, you know, but the bigger, the better, because the more energy it has to push out a big, nice growth like that. You see that? But like this will work. So you usually find these at the store, unless you can find huge clusters. Okay, perfect. This right here is the Hawaiian turmeric, which is called Olena, and it's a little different and more of a whitish color than the dark orange Indian turmeric. This one's pretty amazing actually. I noticed that when I eat this one raw, it's much stronger than the orange Indian turmeric, which is more mild. But this thing, if you need a system flush, like I'm not kidding, this is a natural laxative, 100%. And it tastes amazing too. Why doesn't Big Pharma want you growing this, right? It's so that they can't make their profits. This right here can help to heal so many ailments that people are suffering with. This thing has helped me along my journey, so this is why I am sharing it with you. Here's another quick example of pieces of turmeric that you could possibly grow from the store, right? They're not that big, but they will grow. You see that? The new growth is coming out of the mother piece, right? The heart piece. Even this one, you can see it coming out of the mother rhizome. But either or, if they're coming out of the eyes of the rhizome, then you are good. Once we have our rhizomes spaced out in our growing containers, now all we're going to do is cover them with a few inches of soil. I'll put maybe 3 or 4 inches above them and I'll just let them grow. And eventually, if the rhizomes start to pop out of the soil, which is what you want, right? You don't want to be planting turmeric or ginger too deep in the soil because they won't grow good. Ideally, you want them near the surface of the soil, just a few inches below. And if the rhizomes start growing huge and out of the soil, then you just put a layer of compost or soil right on them and they'll do well. If you haven't seen my previous video where I planted ginger right here in these 2 containers, then go check out that video. I'll leave a link above and down in the description box below. One of the coolest things about turmeric that most people don't know is that it's antimicrobial, antiviral, antibacterial, antifungal, and anti-parasitic. So having this in your garden will be one of your best friends when it comes to having extraordinary health. And just like that, we are on our way to growing amazing turmeric. I've noticed, for me, I get the best results when I'm growing turmeric in almost sun but semi-shade. I have grown them in the full sun before and it has worked, but on hot summer days they are prone to getting burnt sometimes. So I just place them in a sunny but semi-shade spot and they seem to do pretty well. If you would like my free Big Bites meal planner to help you to stay organized and save you time throughout the week by planning your meals ahead, then comment the word meal down below and I'll be sure to get that out to you. Let me show you real quick on one of the easiest ways that you can prepare turmeric as a simple tea. So you can either drink this as a hot tea or let it cool down and drink it as a iced tea throughout your week, right? So I'm going to use a rhizome about this size right here. I'm going to simply just chop it up, boil some water, turn off the stove. You don't want to be boiling the turmeric in water. I'll let the water reach to a boil, turn it off, throw the rhizomes in and let it steep for about 15 to 20 minutes. And then from there you can either drink hot tea or an iced tea throughout your week. If you don't want to thinly slice them, you can also just grate them. Just grate the turmeric and then throw it in hot boiling water as well. That's what I do quite often also. You can also eat your turmeric raw if you have the stomach for it. Delicious. In today's example, I'm going to make about a half a gallon, which is right here, about 64 ounces. We'll simply bring the water to a boil, turn off the stove, and then just throw the fresh turmeric right in there and let it steep. Once our water comes to a boil, we simply turn off the stove. We don't want to boil the heck out of the turmeric, right? So what you could do is from here, once the stove is off, right, then we pour the turmeric in. And then I'll just move it off. And then from here, we simply let the turmeric steep for about 15 to 20 minutes. So the ingredients that we'll need for this second drink is organic extra virgin olive oil, a little bit of a lemon, and some black pepper. Right, with the turmeric that I'll grade in this example. Once we have our ingredients, I'll start off by using just one of these fingers right here of turmeric for this example that I'm about to make. I'll take the finger of turmeric and I'll use a grater. Once we got the turmeric grated up, I'll just add that there. I'll add a little bit of crushed black pepper. And then now I'll add about a teaspoon of extra virgin olive oil. Then we add some water. And I'm going to throw in a pinch of lemon in there. So you can add the sweetener if you wish, right? A lot of people usually like a tint of sweetness in there. But for me, this is cool. Right here, this works. Ah, smells delicious. And this drink right here will help you to absorb the maximum amount of curcumin from within the turmeric. Cheers. Delicious. Pretty good. Actually, with a sweetener in there, be amazing. But I like my drinks with little to no sweetness because I get a lot of my sugar intake from the fruits that I eat. So now our simple turmeric tea has been steeping for about 20 minutes. And now that I think about it, I kind of wish I grated the turmeric actually, because we would have been able to draw out the maximum amount of turmeric. But I just wanted to show you an example that you can thinly slice them or grate them, which I usually grade my turmeric in a lot of the fruit juices that I make. You know, if I just make a simple orange juice, I'll usually grate some turmeric or ginger if I have some on hand. And there you go, guys. Simple turmeric tea that you can either drink cold the next day if you want, or hot on a cold winter's night, right? But right now it's summer, so a lot of people will be wanting to drink iced tea more often. And for this simple turmeric drink right here, it is pretty awesome, I gotta admit. Cheers. If you enjoyed this video and would like to learn more about gardening, simple and delicious plant-based foods that you can grow right in your backyard, then watch this video right here, where I share with you the 5 deadly mistakes that kill your ginger plant. Watch this video right here, and I'll see you there.